This is an experiment. Watch these 3 short clips and you'll be able to judge the candidates with surprising accuracy based on who they truly are, rather than how others have portrayed them. There's strong science behind this, I'll explain at the end.
From the last decade, in which we've been burdened with the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and implemented at stake. And there are many things, and I can be much more articulate than what I'm going to say. But ultimately, I do believe that this is an election. We now have an economy that is thriving by all macroeconomic measures. And to your point,
I just end up, it is true. If Bush fired somebody, nobody cares about Bush. They couldn't care less about Bush. I think you do. You like Bush. Yeah. Same kind of a violation. I've never heard of I think it's the biggest scandal in broadcast history. I think what they did, you have a candidate from a major party, you have 2 candidates. You win, I'm there, because that's it. We have to win. If we don't win, we're not going to have a country. You're right. They were brutalized. You know, it's interesting.
This was an experiment. In psychology, thin slicing is the ability to make accurate judgments about people based on brief observations. Studies have confirmed the accuracy of thin slicing. Political consultants know this, so they frame with precision the clips of their candidates they show you. What if instead you viewed thin slices without the framing using random sampling? If you slice through any set of clips, you get rid of the framing. You actually see the candidates as they are. Those 6 clips you just watched were chosen exactly that way. They're random thin slices of speech, with none of the bias and manipulation often found in political videos. Thin slicing tells us that, statistically speaking, your assessment of these candidates is now as accurate as it would ever be. Good luck. For anyone still interested, I'd like to walk you through how I pick these clips at random. And let me switch to my real voice to emphasize the difference between carefully crafted messaging and authentic speech. Okay, here's the method. You get 3 public interviews on YouTube.
You choose 10-second clips using a publicly verifiable random number to represent the start of each clip as a percentage of the video duration. I'm using the cents portion of the Dow Jones closing prices over a period of time. Don't worry about providing context. Providing context leaves room to frame any narrative you want. We've had enough of the consultants and the media trying to frame the context for us. We can figure out the context, as you'll see quickly here. Now let's take a look at the spreadsheet that I'm using to do all this. Right now these are random numbers. I'm going to replace those with the last 2 cents of the last few days of the Dow Jones Industrial Price. And I've got that all in a spreadsheet right here. And I'll just paste on top of this. These 56%, 59, 81%, they correspond to 56 cents, 59, 81, 80, etc. from the Dow Jones Industrial. So we're not doing any tricks here. Now, let's look at our first attempt. This first video with Katie Hobbs, it's 16 minutes, 17 seconds. And according to the Dow Jones number, we should go 56% into that, which is 9 minutes, 7 seconds. Let's go ahead and take a look at what she said.
Specific that you think, for those who say.
We will disqualify this one because it was not showing the speaker.
Personnel, whatever that is.
Is there a fault?
And we will disqualify this one as well because it is not showing only the speaker. Any video that doesn't show the speaker in its entirety for 10 seconds, we're disqualifying.
Jobs, because at the same time that we're experiencing this tremendous economic growth, people are still struggling. Even those employed people who can't afford housing, who are being pinched.
Okay, so there's our first full 10-second clip. Now let's do one from Kari Lake.
What you mean by sending the National Guard?
We will disqualify that one. Doesn't show Kari Lake in its entirety.
We've taken plans to some of these cities for affordable housing. Lay it out and we said, we can build this for you and get a whole bunch of affordable housing. And some of the cities will come back and say, well.
Okay, so there's our 10-second clip. And that's our methodology. Let's just go through the rest now. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for other candidates, please leave them in the comments below.